Music, a fundamental form of human expression, has ancient roots. Archaeological evidence suggests music existed in prehistoric times, likely used for rituals and storytelling. Ancient civilizations, from Egypt to Greece, developed complex musical systems. Instruments like flutes and lyres became commonplace. The classical period, spanning roughly from the 6th to the 4th century BC in ancient Greece, saw the formalization of music theory. Philosophers like Pythagoras explored the mathematical relationships within music. Greek theatre incorporated music and dance, demonstrating its cultural significance. The Roman Empire, inheriting Greek musical traditions, further spread music throughout Europe. Early Christian chants emerged, laying the groundwork for Western liturgical music. Throughout the Middle Ages, music evolved in monasteries and courts, preserving and developing musical knowledge. By the Renaissance, music flourished alongside art and literature. Polyphony, the use of multiple melodic lines, gained prominence. Composers like Palestrina and Josquin des Prez created intricate vocal works. The printing press revolutionized music dissemination, making sheet music more accessible. The Baroque era, spanning from 1600 to 1750, marked a period of opulence and grandeur in music. This era was characterized by its elaborate musical forms and the grandeur of its compositions. Characterized by complex harmonies and intricate ornamentation, Baroque music emphasized emotional intensity and dramatic expression. The music often featured elaborate melodies and rich textures, creating a sense of depth and complexity. Composers like Johann Sebastian Bach and George Friedrich Handel became masters of this style, each contributing significantly to the development of Baroque music. Their works remain some of the most performed and revered pieces in the classical repertoire. Bach, a prolific composer, created masterpieces of counterpoint and fugue, showcasing his unparalleled technical skill and deep understanding of musical structure. His compositions, such as the Brandenburg Concertos and the Well-Tempered Clavier, are celebrated for their complexity and beauty. Handel, known for his operas and oratorios, captivated audiences with dramatic storytelling through music. His works, including Messiah and Water Music, are renowned for their powerful emotional impact and grandiose style. The Baroque period witnessed the development of new instruments, including the harpsichord and the violin family. These instruments played a crucial role in the evolution of Baroque music, allowing for greater expressiveness and technical possibilities. The classical era, from 1750 to 1820, brought a shift towards clarity, balance, and restraint. This period emphasized simplicity and form, moving away from the ornate complexity of the Baroque. Composers like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Ludwig van Beethoven epitomized this style, each bringing their unique voice to the classical tradition. Their music is characterized by its elegance, structural clarity, and expressive depth. The symphony, concerto, and sonata form emerged as prominent musical structures during the classical era. These forms provided a framework for composers to explore new ideas and express a wide range of emotions. Mozart, a child prodigy, composed prolifically in various genres, from operas like The Marriage of Figaro to symphonies and concertos. His music is celebrated for its melodic beauty, formal perfection, and emotional depth. Beethoven, a transitional figure, bridged the classical and romantic periods, pushing the boundaries of traditional forms with his powerful and expressive music. His compositions, such as the Ninth Symphony and the Moonlight Sonata, are known for their emotional intensity and innovative use of musical form. The Romantic period from 1820 to 1900 witnessed a surge in emotional expression and individualism in music. Composers explored themes of love, nature, and nationalism. The orchestra expanded in size and scope, capable of producing a wider range of sounds. Ludwig van Beethoven's later works, such as his Symphony No. 9, embodied the Romantic spirit with their dramatic intensity and emotional depth. Franz Schubert, known for his lieder or art songs, captured the essence of Romantic poetry in his music. Johannes Brahms, a master of symphony and chamber music, combined classical forms with Romantic expressiveness. Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, known for his ballets like Swan Lake and The Nutcracker, created music of immense beauty, and emotional impact. The late Romantic period saw the rise of nationalism in music. Composers like Edvard Grieg from Norway, Antonín Dvořák from the Czech Republic, and Jules Sibelius from Finland incorporated elements of their national folk music into their compositions. This trend reflected a growing sense of national identity across Europe. Section 4. The dawn of the modern ragtime stirrings and the birth of jazz. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed significant musical innovations, laying the groundwork for modern music. This period was marked by a fusion of different musical traditions, creating a rich tapestry of sounds that would eventually give rise to new genres. Ragtime, originating in African American communities in the United States, emerged as a popular style. It was a genre that combined the structured form of classical music with the rhythmic complexity of African music, creating a unique and captivating sound. Characterized by syncopated rhythms and a lively tempo, ragtime influenced the development of jazz. The syncopation, which placed emphasis on the offbeats, created a sense of movement and excitement that was irresistible to listeners and dancers alike. Jazz, born in New Orleans in the early 20th century, revolutionized American music. This vibrant city, with its diverse cultural influences, provided the perfect breeding ground for jazz to flourish. The music was a melting pot of African, Caribbean and European elements. Improvisation, syncopation and a strong rhythmic drive became hallmarks of this genre. Musicians would often engage in spontaneous creation, making each performance unique and full of surprises. This element of improvisation set jazz apart from other musical forms. Jazz musicians like Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington and Billie Holiday became icons of the era. Their contributions were not just musical, but also cultural, as they broke down racial barriers and brought people together through their art. Armstrong, a masterful trumpeter and vocalist, popularized jazz with his infectious energy and improvisational skills. His charismatic performances and distinctive voice made him a beloved figure worldwide, and his recordings continue to inspire musicians today. Ellington, a composer and bandleader, created a sophisticated and elegant style of jazz. His compositions were complex and innovative, blending different musical elements to create a sound that was both timeless and ahead of its time. Holiday, a vocalist known for her soulful voice and emotional depth, brought a new level of artistry to jazz singing. Her ability to convey deep emotion through her voice made her performances unforgettable and left a lasting impact on the genre. The development of recording technology in the early 20th century played a crucial role in the spread of jazz and other musical genres. It allowed musicians to reach audiences far beyond their local communities, helping to popularize jazz on a global scale. The phonograph and radio allowed music to reach wider audiences, breaking down geographical barriers and fostering cultural exchange. These technologies made it possible for people from different backgrounds to experience and appreciate the rich diversity of musical styles, paving the way for the global music culture we enjoy today. Section 5. A revolution in sound rock and roll ignites the world. The 1950s witnessed the birth of rock and roll, a genre that would transform popular music forever. It was a time of great change and innovation, and rock and roll emerged as a powerful force that would leave an indelible mark on the world. Combining elements of blues, country and gospel, rock and roll ignited a cultural revolution, particularly among youth. This new sound was raw, energetic and unlike anything that had come before. It spoke to the younger generation in a way that traditional music could not, offering a sense of freedom and rebellion. Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry and Little Richard became early rock and roll icons. These artists brought their unique styles and personalities to the stage, captivating audiences and setting the standard for future rock musicians. Presley, with his charismatic stage presence and blend of blues and country, became a global superstar. His gyrating hips and smooth voice made him a sensation, and he quickly became known as the King of Rock and Roll. His influence extended far beyond music, impacting fashion, film and popular culture. Berry, a gifted guitarist and songwriter, influenced generations of musicians with his energetic performances and catchy lyrics. His signature duck walk and innovative guitar riffs became iconic, and his songs like Johnny B. Good remain classics to this day. Little Richard, known for his flamboyant style and powerful vocals, brought a sense of wild abandon to rock and roll. His high-energy performances and unique voice set him apart, and his hits like Tutti Frutti and Long Tall Sally became anthems of the era. Rock and roll's impact extended beyond music, influencing fashion, dance, and youth culture. The rebellious spirit of rock and roll was reflected in the way young people dressed, moved, and expressed themselves. Leather jackets, pompadour hairstyles, and dance moves like the twist became symbols of the rock and roll lifestyle. It challenged social norms and gave a voice to a generation coming of age in a rapidly changing world. Rock and roll became a platform for addressing social issues and pushing back against the status quo. It was more than just music, it was a movement that resonated deeply with the youth. The genre's energy and rebellious spirit resonated with young people seeking an outlet for expression. Rock and roll concerts became gatherings where young people could come together, let loose, and feel a sense of community and belonging. As rock and roll evolved, it branched out into numerous subgenres, including rockabilly, doo-wop, and surf rock. Each of these subgenres brought its own unique flavor to the rock and roll sound, further expanding its reach and influence. The British invasion of the 1960s, led by bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, further popularized rock music worldwide. These bands brought a new level of sophistication and artistry to rock and roll, and their success helped to cement the genre's place in the global music scene. Rock and roll became a global phenomenon, shaping the soundscape of the latter half of the 20th century. Its influence can still be felt today, as modern artists continue to draw inspiration from the pioneers of rock and roll. The genre's legacy is a testament to its enduring power and the way it forever changed the world of music.